Skipping back to nearly 2 hours ago in Shibuya Station, around the time Mahito, Choso and Jogo began their hunt for Yuji. In order to find Yuji first, Mahito had split himself into two. Presently, Mahito's other self encounters Nobara in an alleyway. She recognizes him from past reports from Yuji. Mahito takes it as a compliment that he's famous, but Nobara claims that he's only known for being a coward. Amused, Mahito decides to kill her. Nobara tries to remember what it was like to unleash the Black Flash, attempting to tap into the core of cursed energy. In a short exchange, Nobara manages to get the better of Mahito, using clever explosions of her pins and the environment around them. He admits that she isn't half bad, but doesn't believe her attacks can actually bring him harm. The cursed spirit understands that Nobara is an ally of Yuji's and plans to bring her corpse to him and destroy his soul. So, yeah, get ready. At 11:14 PM, after Nanami left Nobara and Akari behind, the first year student refused to leave with the paramedics team. They didn't tell Nobara that Shoko was in the Shibuya district, so she didn't do anything reckless. However, she ignored Nanami's orders to stay out anyway and went off alone. In an alley nearby, Mahito is still clashing with Nobara. She avoids his hands, but Mahito's double can't transfigure other souls anyway. This double attacks by transfiguring himself, since this isn't Yuji and he doesn't incur any risks. Nobara tries to trade blows, but it doesn't seem to work. Mahito casually avoids Nobara's projectile nails as she climbs up the side of the alley onto a higher platform. She drops several nails at Mahito's feet and detonates them with the hairpin before coming back down, confusing Mahito with her movements. While he's focused on Nobara, she activates hairpin again and her cursed energy extends them into Mahito's lower body, immobilizing him. Nobara mounts Mahito while he's injured, but he doesn't see any potential danger regardless. However, unbeknownst to the special grade, Nobara has figured out a way to attack his soul. Mahito realizes Nobara was bluffing about not having a plan, but it was too late. She hammers a nail directly into his forehead and activates resonance. By using Mahito's body as the effigy, Nobara can use her curse technique to attack his soul. As a result, resonance also relays from the double to the original soul and rebounds the damage back, greatly injuring them both. Back in the other fight, this injury just happens to stop him from finishing Yuji off. Yuji manages to open his eyes and recognizes Nobara's needle sticking out of the curse's chest. Mahito's double is shocked and realizes that Yuji isn't his only natural enemy. The girl of steel standing before him can attack his soul as well. Nobara reveals that she felt her cursed energy activate somewhere else nearby. Additionally, she doesn't feel Mahito's cursed energy is as strong as it should be. She surmises that Mahito is simply a double that can't properly use his innate technique. Amused, Mahito licks the blood dripping from his face and admits his adversary is completely correct. Meanwhile, in the alley, the nail drops from Mahito's double's forehead as he affirms her theory about him. Nobara believes the real duel begins now, but the double decides to run away instead and heads directly into the subway entrance. Nobara could just ignore him, but she has a bad feeling about letting him run loose and decides to exercise him. Both Mahitos enter the same corridor with the two Jujutsu High students chasing them. Yuji initially believes Mahito is trying to heal until he sees Nobara. He immediately yells for her to run away, realizing the danger she's suddenly in. Since Mahito isn't able to use the idol transfiguration technique on Yuji, he made the second body that can't use idol transfiguration attack Yuji and his other body that can use idol transfiguration attack Nobara. As Nobara and Mahito fight, he was able to touch her and used his idol transfiguration. Nobara holds her face and recalls everyone in the village she was from being crazy. She used to believe that lots of people were crazy and got in the way of other people's lives, but that was until she attended Jujutsu High and learned that being crazy isn't so bad after all. She pictures the images of all of her friends and apologizes to Fumi for being unable to meet her again in the future. Nobara looks at Yuji and tells him to make sure everyone knows it wasn't so bad, and as she says that, Nobara's face swells up around her left eye and bursts from the effects of Mahito's technique. Yuji watches in horror as Nobara's eye shoots violently out of her head and her blood splatters on his face. Nobara lays before Yuji, missing an eye and likely dead.